In this video, we're going to be taking a look at the brand new Gambit, aka Remy LeBeau card, recently revealed at Adepticon. Hey guys, Rich from Rich Big Gaming. Hope everyone is doing fantastically well. Welcome to this, another MCP video. This one's going to be slightly shorter, just a little bit of an update on a character that has been in desperate need of one. For the context behind this, obviously Adepticon is coming up and they have a prize wall at Adepticon with a whole bunch of cards on there, sort of foil version of cards. We had Cyclops on there, I think Luke Cage and Iron Fist were up there, but the one that really stood out was the updated version of the Gambit card, because not only has it moved from the portrait version, it's moved to the new landscape version, which I do much prefer than the old portrait versions, but he has got some serious upgrade to his card. So let's jump over and let's take a look. Again, apologies for the quality of the image. This is, as I say, taken from a picture from Adepticon. I don't know who the original picture taker was, so I apologize in advance as I'm not able to credit you, but I do know that it's been put up on multiple Discords and Facebooks servers and whatever else. But let's go through and let's take a look then. So Gambit, aka Remy LeBeau, 3s across the board for his defensive stats, so nothing has changed there. So still 3s across the board. 5 stamina on his front. Now we don't get to see the backside of his card, but the old version of Remy was 5 on his front, 5 on his back. So I'm imagining that's going to be very similar. Still a 3 threat, size 2, which is what you would obviously expect, and he keeps that medium move. So his base stat line hasn't changed in any way, shape or form. But now let's take a look at his attacks. So the first one, bow staff. This was always range 2, always strength 4, and it was always a flat gainer, so just generating 1 power. It's a push on a wild. Before damage is dealt, size 3 or less, pushed away. Before damage is dealt, size 3 or less, pushed away. So slightly different version of it, but they've tidied it up and it's pretty much, well, it is exactly the same attack. Okay, kinetic ace is where it starts to get interesting, because this used to be a 0 cost builder, which it still is, range 3, which it still is, but it has gone from 5 dice down to 4. So it's only a strength 4 attack. Still has the explosive on there. So on a wild, before damage is dealt, other characters within range 2 of the defender suffer 1. So that again has remained the same. So a drop down in dice, but it has also moved from being a physical attack to an energy attack, which I would argue giving him 1 builder and 1 gainer, which he's got, but having them different. They were both physical before. Having 1 energy, having 1 physical is quite nice, because you can pick and choose between the two. And then 52 card pickup. So the old 52 card pickup was a beam 4, still the same, strength 5, still the same, and it cost 4. Well, as you can see now, it costs 3. And it used to have flurry of cards. When making this attack, each wild in the attack roll counts as 2 successes. 52 card pickup is now double wild is a stun. So he's lost those 2 successes for each wild. So all in all so far, he's lost his flurry of cards on his 52 card pickup, which doesn't seem great. Yes, it's gone down in cost, which is better. Kinetic Ace has lost a dice, but it has, gone from physical to energy. So there must be something here. So a little something extra. This remains exactly the same. While this character is attacking, during the modified dice step, it may use this superpower. This character may change one hit in its attack roll to a wild. Well, he's always had that. But you may notice something that is missing from the card, and that is accelerate charge. So he used to be able to spend 3 power, and it was during the next attack action made by this character this turn, add 2 dice to its attack rolls. So that beam 5 with 52 card pickup, 5 strength beam 4, if you spent 7 power on it, which is quite a lot, this is in the old card, but if you spent 7 power on it, it became a 7 strength beam 4 attack, which again was fine. He now has, or he still has, enhanced agility. So after an attack targeting this character is resolved, use his superpower, the attacking character suffers 1 damage, and then he may advance, costing 2, exactly the same. But here is where the kicker is. The cards always be in my favour. When this character is attacking, defending, or dodging, so across everything, each wild in its roll counts as 2 successes.
You know how long I've been waiting for this? Woo, I'm about to make a name for myself here.
That is pretty darn good. So if you already have, if you already have 1 wild in your attacks, that's going to count as 2 successes. And if you roll a hit, you can spend a power to change 1 hit to a wild, which again is going to count as 2 more successes. This has really, really bumped Gambit up, in my opinion. Me and Quinn did actually play a quick game with him last night, and he did a kinetic ace into Hulk, and the initial roll was a hit and 2 wilds. Now, my Hulk whiffed and rolled absolutely nothing in defense. He was already incinerated, so he only had 2 defense dice. But he then paid the power and modified the other one. So he did 6 damage with a kinetic ace into Hulk. And yes, they're dice, and they can spike and they can be bad. But it was crazy. I think Gambit now, with the cards always be in my favour, is a serious 3-threat contender. Not just in X-Men, I think you could see him in Apocalypse as well. I also think you could potentially start to see him being splashed in a couple of places. The Core Box 2, Steve Rogers, where you can spend a power and change any dice to another. So he can spend essentially 2 power using Steve's leadership and then his own little something extra for 4 results, which is crazy good. So yeah, it's pretty darn, he's pretty darn good. Huge damage output for a 3-threat. Survivability as well, obviously counting wilds as 2, even though there's only 3s across the board, counting wilds as 2 is going to really help. I was thinking of the other one as well, which is MODOK. MODOK, scientist, whatever he is, mad scientist MODOK, 4-threat version of MODOK. Gambit could work exceptionally well under MODOK. We've just done our Criminal Syndicate breakdown, and I've got to be honest, if this card had been out before, I would have 100% been putting this guy under new MODOK, because it's pretty darn good indeed. Guys, let me know what you think down in the comment section below. What do you think of the new Gambit? There's a couple of things that I think it indicates towards. First of all, they are addressing some of the older characters who need a bit of an update. Secondly, it gives me hope that there are more cards coming. We know there are some characters out there who didn't get an update, Iron Fist, Luke Cage, and a couple of others, because they were on the board as well. But I really do like the fact that we're starting to get some character updates. It's been a long time coming for some of these guys, so hopefully in the not too distant future we're going to get even more erratas. Or character card updates, should I say, not erratas. Guys, we're going to leave it there. Really nice, quick video. I want to give a really big shout out to all of our Patreon supporters. Thank you guys so much for your support, and all of our YouTube members as well. It really, really does mean the world, and it goes such a long way to helping with the running of the channel. If you do want to support us, you can do so from as little as £1 a month. Link down in the description below for Patreon, or just click that join button to become a YouTube member. But as always, you don't need to do any of those things. Just simply liking, commenting, subscribing really, really goes a long way to our 10,000 subscriber mark. We'll be back next week probably with more affiliation breakdowns. I'm going to try and get a couple more in next week, maybe record them over the weekend and then have them ready for you guys for next week. Check out the Discord. Our March event is coming to an end. I'm going to be putting up today our April event. So if you want to go check that out, please do so. Big shout out to Leodis Games, sponsor of the channel. Link down in the description below for an offer from those guys. And as always, it leaves me with just enough time to say stay well, keep safe, and until next time, bye for now.